Circulatory pathways are classified into two types. What are they? Open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Birds and mammals have four-chambered hearts, so the process of circulation takes place in two different ways. So superior vena cava and inferior vena cava collects the impure blood from the lower and upper parts of the body and pour it into the right. So from the pulmonary artery, the blood is flowed into the lungs for purification. Hello everyone, welcome back to session 6 of this chapter called Body Fluids and Circulation. Myself, B. Shobha Rani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence. Moving on to the further concepts of this very interesting chapter called Body Fluids and Circulation, and it is a very common process that is happening inside our body, and it is our bound duty to understand the mechanism in the process of circulation. So what is the pathway for the circulation of blood? So in the last session we studied about the formed elements, namely RBC, WBC, blood platelets, and also we studied about the mechanism of clotting. Moving on to the next very interesting concepts of this chapter, and very important concepts I can say, because in this particular session we are going to study about the circulatory pathways. So the very important concept is called circulatory pathways. So what is circulatory? As we all know that the circulatory pathways are of two types, are classified into two types. They are namely open and closed pathway. For example, what do you mean by open circulatory system and closed circulatory system? For example, in our body, it is called closed circulatory system. So what is the difference between the open circulatory system and the closed circulatory system? As we know, the organisms that are existing on the planet Earth are not of the same type. We have the lower organisms as well as the higher organisms. Lower organisms do not have a better body organization, and maybe some are restricted to tissue level, some are restricted to cellular level, some are restricted to organ level, some are restricted to organ system level. For example, like when we come across the higher animals have a better body organization compared to the lower organisms. So maybe the process of circulation is different. So what is open circulatory system and closed circulatory system? This also forms a very important basis for classification of animals, as you have already studied in a chapter called Animal Kingdom. So what is open circulatory system? Where the heart pumps the blood and there are absence of blood vessels, and from the heart directly the cells and the tissues are bathed in it. So what is open circulatory system? No blood vessels. What are blood vessels? Namely the arteries and veins. So no blood vessels. So what will happen? Heart pumps the blood, and the cells and the tissues are directly bathed in it. So absence of blood vessels. So what do you mean by closed? Presence of blood vessels. So here the heart pumps the blood. From there on, it is carried by the blood vessels. Hence it is called closed circulatory system. So circulatory pathways are classified into two types. What are they? Open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. What is the difference between open and closed? Like lower animals will have, most of the lower organisms or invertebrates will have open circulatory system, and some like from there on, like from earthworm, as you all know, it was having closed circulatory system. So open circulatory system is no blood vessels. Heart pumps the blood. From there on, the cells and the tissues are bathed into the blood. there are no blood vessels to carry forward the blood. In case of closed circulatory system, there is presence of blood vessels, namely the arteries and veins. Heart pumps the blood, thereon the blood is carried through the blood vessels. Hope you have understood what are the two very important circulatory pathways. One is called the open circulatory system, the other one is called the closed circulatory system. The picture what you all are seeing here is the closed circulatory system. Closed circulatory pathway. Examples for open pathways are arthropods, mollusks, in which the blood pumped by the heart passes through the large vessels into open spaces or body cavities called sinuses. So there is no as such blood vessels. So what is circulatory pathway? Circulatory pathway are classified into two types. They are namely open and closed circulatory pathway. Examples for open pathways are arthropods and mollusks, in which the blood pumped by the heart passes through the large vessels into open spaces or body cavities called sinuses. So here you can see the closed circulatory system. I think this is the circulatory system of human, where I think all of us know the impure blood from the lower. So in human beings, it is closed circulatory system, which is carried with the help of blood vessels. As you know, the right side of the heart is involved in carrying the impure blood to the lungs for purification, whereas the left side of the heart is involved in carrying the purified or supply of oxygenated blood to the other parts of the body. I think all of us know superior vena cava and inferior vena cava collects the impure blood from the lower and upper parts of the body and pour it into the right. I think all of you know human heart is four-chambered with two auricles and two ventricles. Auricles are also called as what? Atria. Here, two auricles and two ventricles. So, as we see here, two right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle. So, the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava collects impure blood from the lower parts of the body. Superior vena cava collects impure blood or deoxygenated blood from the upper parts. So, what do you mean by deoxygenated blood? Having more of carbon dioxide. Right, carries it to the, pours it into the right auricle. From the right auricle, the blood is pumped into the right ventricle. And from there on, there is a pulmonary artery which carries the impure blood or the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So you can see here, the pulmonary artery carries the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. Thereon, the purified blood is carried by pulmonary veins. Here it is vice versa. Here artery carries the impure blood, vein carries the pure blood. We usually, artery always carries pure blood and vein carries impure blood. But here it is vice versa. So pulmonary artery carries the impure blood to the lungs from the right ventricle for purification. From there on, the purified blood from the pulmonary veins is poured into the left auricle, from the left auricle to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle through the main aorta. Here you can see the main aorta. It is supplied to the different parts of the body. So as you all know, human heart is called as a double pump, as both the circulatory pathways circulation will take place simultaneously. That is, carrying the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification and the supply of purified blood from the heart to the different parts of the body is done simultaneously. Hence, it is called double circulation. So very meticulously, the two important circulatory systems are happening in a human heart, which is called as pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Something which has to do with the lungs. We use the word called pulmonary and systemic circulation. So let us move on to the further concepts of this chapter. So hope you have understood what are the two very important circulatory pathways, open and closed circulatory pathway. What do you mean by open circulatory pathway? Here the blood is pumped by the heart, as there are no blood vessels. Directly the cells and the tissues are bathed into body cavities called sinuses. Then in closed circulatory system, the blood is carried through blood vessels, namely the arteries and veins. So circulatory pathways are of two types. So examples for open circulatory pathway, we can take arthropods and mollusks, which are not having the blood vessels, but the blood is pumped by the heart, passes through the large vessels into open spaces or body cavities called sinuses. Then example for closed pathways, you can take annelids, and chordates in which the blood pumped by the heart is always circulated through the closed network of blood vessels. As I've already explained, we have already studied in the structural organization of animals about the closed circulatory system in case of earthworm. So you have already studied there. So example for closed, here you can see the presence of blood vessels. Hence it is called closed. Closed because of the presence of blood vessels. So example for closed pathways are annulates and chordates in which the blood is pumped by the heart is always circulated through the closed network of blood vessels. So all vertebrates have muscular chamber called heart. As I say, as we all know, heart is the principal organ, muscular organ, which does the process of circulating the blood in the human heart to the different part, from the human heart to the different parts of the body. So fishes have, as we all know, do you think all the animals have the same number of chambers? No. Some have 2-chambered heart, to 3-chambered heart, and 4-chambered heart. The 4-chambered heart starts from class Aves, but as we know, except for crocodile, which is having 4-chambered heart, the rest will have 3-chambered heart with 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. So human heart has 2, it is a 4-chambered heart. It is called as a 4-chambered heart with 2 auricles. As I have already explained, auricles are also called as atria and 2 ventricles. So 2 auricles means right auricle, left auricle, and 2 ventricles means right ventricle, left ventricle. Right, 4-chambered heart. So all vertebrates have chambered heart. Fishes have 2-chambered heart within an atrium and a ventricle. So example for closed pathways are annulates and chordates in which the blood is pumped by the heart is always circulated through the closed network of blood vessels, and all vertebrates have muscular chambered heart. Fishes have 2-chambered heart with an atrium, that is atria. As I said, you can also use the word called atria and ventricle. Then moving on to the amphibians and reptiles have 3-chambered heart with 2 atria and a ventricle, whereas crocodiles, birds and mammals possess 4-chambered heart, that is with 2 auricles, that is atria and 2 ventricles. In fishes, the heart pumps out deoxygenated blood which is oxygenated by the gills and supplied to all parts of the body, which is called as the venous heart. So it is called as what? Venous heart. So amphibians and reptiles have 3-chambered heart with 2 atria and a ventricle, whereas crocodiles, birds and mammals possess 4-chambered heart with 2 auricles or atria and 2 ventricles. In fishes, the heart pumps out deoxygenated blood which is oxygenated by the gills and supplied to all parts of the body, called venous heart. Then in amphibians and reptiles, the left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the gills or lungs or skin, and the right atrium gets the deoxygenated blood from the other body parts. However, they get mixed up in the single ventricle which pumps out mixed blood. So that this type of circulation is called incomplete double circulation. See, complete double circulation, where you can see from the right side, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs for purification. From there on, the purified blood from the lungs goes to the left auricle. From left auricle, it is supplied to the different parts. So that is called complete blood circulation. But in amphibians and reptiles, the left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the gills or lungs and skin, and the right atrium gets the deoxygenated blood from other body. However, they get mixed up in the single ventricle because there it is 3-chambered heart which pumps out mixed blood, so that this type of circulation is called as incomplete double circulation. And in birds and mammals, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood received by the left and right atria respectively passes on to the ventricles of the same sides. So in birds and mammals, as we know, birds and mammals have 4-chambered hearts. So the process of circulation takes place in 2 different ways. So the left side of the heart is mainly involved in carrying the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification, and the left side of the heart is mainly involved in carrying the oxygenated blood or the purified blood from the heart to the different supplier to the different parts of the body. So in birds and mammals, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood received by left and right atria respectively passes on the ventricles of the same sides. So the ventricles pump it out without any mixing up. So the two separate circulatory pathways are present in these organisms. Hence, these animals have double circulation. So as I said, the deoxygenated blood from the upper parts of the body and the lower parts of the body are carried by superior vena cava, two main veins, and inferior vena cava. So these carry the impure blood from upper and lower parts of the body, and they pour it into what? For example, if you take like this, the diagram, so the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava pour the blood into the right auricle. This is left auricle, this is right ventricle, and this is left ventricle. So here you can see so this is pulmonary vein and this is the pulmonary artery. So these are the lungs. So this is superior vena cava and this is inferior vena cava. So the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava carry the impure blood from the lower. This carries from the lower and this carries from the upper. So from the lower and upper parts of the body and pour it into the right auricles. I think all of us know that there are two very important walls called bicuspid wall and tricuspid wall. So this wall opens and the auricles are emptied. But one thing you should remember, the auricles are not completely emptied. So little amount of blood is retained in the auricles. And all of us know that the flow of blood is always unidirectional. It has to flow from auricles to ventricles. If at all there is a backflow of blood from ventricles back to auricles, there is some problem with the heart, and backflow of blood is called backflow of blood. What is backflow of blood? That is from ventricles back to auricles. This is called as regurgitation. Backflow is always called, it's some problem with the heart. So never the blood should flow back. Always the flow of blood should be unidirectional. That is from the auricles to the ventricles, never back from the ventricles to the auricles. So from here, as we know, there are very important muscles called chordae tendineae and what we call it as bundle of His. Chordae tendineae and bundle of His muscles. So these two will help in, so from the pulmonary artery, the blood is flowed into the lungs for purification. From there on, the purified blood is carried by the pulmonary veins, poured into the left auricle. From the left auricle, it flows into the left ventricle. From the aorta, it is supplied to this is the aorta, the main supply. So here we can see the right side is involved in carrying deoxygenated blood for purification, and left side is involved in carrying oxygenated blood for supply. So this too is called as what? Double circulation. So in birds and mammals, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood received by the left and the right atria respectively passes on the ventricles of the same sides. The ventricles pump it out without any mixing. So here you can see that there is no mixing of blood between the right side of the heart. There is a partition here. You can see there is a partition called interauricular septum. interauricular septum partition, which will never allow the mixing. If at all there is a hole in the heart, I think you might have come across a defect called hole in the heart. So if there is a defect in the interauricular septum, then definitely there is mixing of blood. But here there is no mixing of blood because of that partition called interventricular septum. So the ventricles pump out without any mixing up. So the two separate circulatory pathways are present in these organisms. Hence these animals have double circulation. Hope you have understood the concepts what I've explained in this particular session of this interesting chapter called body fluids and circulation. So I'll be back with some more interesting concepts of this wonderful physiological process that is taking place inside our body, and a very important process we can say, which is a main process that is very important for all the activities of the body to go on meticulously, is about this body circulation, right? Body fluids and body circulation, blood circulation. So I'll be back with some more interesting concepts of this particular chapter. Till then, goodbye and thank you.